Hello. My name is Jessica Wright, and I am a writer who is writing 2 projects right now. One of them is a Dungeons & Dragons-inspired children's book about being friends with animals, even the creepy ones. And the other is a young adult standalone fantasy novel that has fairies in it. It also has some enemies to lovers vibes because I am a sucker for that trope. Currently, the children's book project has come along the easiest. Writing is done, and all I need to do is draw the pages for the book. Though, arguably, that is the hardest part of writing and illustrating a picture book by yourself. In other news, the title for this project has been decided, and it is Gentle and the Picnic Pals. Hooray! Gentle and the Picnic Pals tells the tale of Gentle, the little girl who has horns, fangs, and a fishtail. Together, her and her friends go on a picnic to have fun with their caretaker, Silky the cat. But the fun and games get interrupted by creepy crawlies like frogs, snakes, and spiders. Gentle's friends all fear the creatures, but Gentle knows that there's nothing to fear from her creepy animal friends. Join her as she tries to show her friends how to respect and even admire the creatures that live in their own backyard. The other project does not have such great news. I don't even know what it's called just yet. I'm currently using a code phrase for the project, Grim Girls. Though, honestly, I usually call it Sisters and Fairies, so I'll likely reference it by either of those 2 names. I still have yet to think of a great title for it. This YA fantasy revolves around 2 sisters, one older and one younger, in our world. The younger is taken by fae creatures, so the older must unwillingly follow a fairy prince into the fairy world to go rescue her little sister. This story has some enemies to lovers vibes, as well as just a fun take on the world of fairies. I think, anyway. I'm kind of biased because I'm the one who's writing it. And this story will also be pretty much spice-free for those of us who have a lower tolerance of spicy scenes in story. Anywho, I'm very excited to be continuing these 2 projects. Currently, I'm hoping to get at least 10 pages completely illustrated of Gentle and the Picnic Pals, and hopefully be more than halfway done on the first draft of the Grim Girls project. The only thing that I have worries about are figuring out my times for writing and hopefully not getting stuck on any of the pages. Writer's block and artist's block really suck, so I have to keep my momentum going. I made a schedule for myself on my calendar, so hopefully I'll stick with it for the month and everything will be fine. In addition to writing things, I am going to be going to a conference for young adults on the 9th to the 11th with my church group. We'll be doing a service project of making blankets for animals in shelters. And then we'll be going to SeaWorld. And after that, we'll be going to church on Sunday to end the conference. My brother's birthdays are also this month, as well as my mom's birthday, so I need to go out and get them a present. Or I need to make one for them. I'll probably just end up making them one. Money is tight right now. But with that, let's get to writing. Welcome to week 1. So far, things have been good. I've kept my schedule, and there's only been the hiccup of a hurricane coming through Florida. I've never been in a hurricane before, and it scared me. Luckily, I wasn't in its path. We only got a warning for a tropical storm and a warning for a few tornadoes. And since I've lived in Since I've lived in Tornado Alley before, I was prepared. But there were no actual tornadoes, thank goodness. I I got to page 2 of illustrating Gentle and the Picnic Pals. The buildings on page 2 really did kick my butt, and it took the entire week to get them the way I wanted them to look. Honestly, it was mostly just the process of psyching myself up to actually draw the dang buildings. Buildings are so hard to make look right on the page, but I got there. I was much more successful with the Sisters and Fairies project. I got to chapter 6, which is really good for me. I still have a ton of work since this is my first draft of the story, but I just have to get all the elements down on the page so I have something to work with. Writing is like sculpting in that way. You can't make something beautiful without first having a big, ugly block of clay to work from. Or, in my case, a big, ugly block of text. I'm hoping to finally make it into the fairy world by the end of next week for this project, and I am also hoping to get 2 pages done this week instead of 1 for the children's book. Let's see if I can improve my workflow for those pages now that I don't have to draw any frickin' buildings. I'll see you in week 2! This week I went to a conference where one of the days I went to SeaWorld. That was super fun, but I didn't get a ton of writing done this week because of it. I got to chapter 7 in the Grimm Girls project, which was honestly a slog to get through. I didn't think I'd have anything to show for my writing group this week, but luckily I got through it. It was just a difficult writing week. And for the children's book, I got 1 more page done. I'm a little sad that I didn't get more of it done, but it was a busy weekend, so I really can't be too mad. Progress is progress, after all. This next week is going to be the last week of the vlog, and I'm hoping that I can get back into the swing of things. I'm not certain things will be great for writing though, as I've gotten word back from one of the jobs that I applied to, and it's looking like I might actually get the position there. Yeah, I still need a day job in order to pay the bills. One day I'll be able to write and illustrate to make a living, but today is not that day, sadly. If I get this position that I've applied for, I'll need to rework my whole creative schedule. But I'll only know if I got the job this upcoming weekend. Luckily for you, and using the magic of editing, you'll get to know if I get the job now. Guess who got a day job? Yay! No, honestly, it will be good. It'll be good and great, even. I'll be able to earn some income, and it's just mind-numbing work, so I can easily come home and put my head down to write. Plus, I'll have money for ISBN numbers then, which will be awesome. Apologies, people are putting up a fence outside, so you might hear a bit of that today. This week, because of getting the job, I really struggled to write because of emotional turmoil of getting the job. You don't think that you'd get it, but it happens. Goodness! However, I got 2 pages done of Gentle and the Picnic Pals, so there's that. That's pretty awesome, actually. 2 pages is a lot. As for the novel, there was one day where I could only write 1 word for being overwhelmed. And lately, I've only been able to write 500 words before calling it a day. For reference, I used to be able to write 1,000 to 1,800 words a day. But that's okay. I'm still making progress on it, and that's all I can ask for. For the final results of this month, my children's book is at 5 completely illustrated and finished pages, and my novel is at 21,011 words total. I should have checked the word count from when I started this month because there is no way all 1,021 words came from this month, but that's okay. Something to keep in mind for the next writing vlog. The next vlog, I'm not sure if I'll go almost the entire month to film and document my writing and my time. It took way longer to set up filming materials and such when I begun to write, and more than half the time I just didn't. I wanted to write, and that was all. So in the future, I'm only going to film for a week and then update you guys then. Anyways, if you want to see where these projects go, please subscribe and like the video. Get the word out that an indie author is just starting out by sharing this video or any of my other videos with a friend. It really does help me out a lot. Also, if you want to know more about the self-publishing route, get tutorials, or get answers to your questions, please leave a comment down below and I'll make videos and tutorials answering your questions. Links to my previously published works, such as my comic book, The Lovely Lady and Her Leary, are in the description as well. Thank you so much for the support and sticking with me. I'll see you later. Goodbye!